Good morning, church. We're in John chapter 13 today. As public as the events were in John chapter 12, John chapter 13 looks at some very private moments in the life of Jesus and his disciples, some of them very troubling moments. For instance, the chapter ends with Peter, who had just professed his dying allegiance to Jesus, heard Jesus say these words, "Will you really lay down your life for me? I tell you the truth, before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. That had to come as quite a shock to Peter, who was so confident in his devotion to Jesus. But it's becoming more and more clear to him that this story may not resolve in the way that he had envisioned. Even before that, Jesus gathered with these same disciples in an upper room around a meal and announces to all of them that one of them is going to betray him. They look at one another in suspicion when John turns to Jesus and he says, "Who's it going to be?" And Jesus says, "It's the one who dips his bread in the dish after me." And as the dish passed by Jesus, it is Judas Iscariot who reaches out and takes the dish and dips his bread inside. These are Jesus' chosen disciples. These are his apostles. And now we have stories of 2 of them betraying and denying him. It's important to know that, especially when we look at the very first story in this chapter. For Jesus gathers with this same motley crew, and as they prepare for this meal together, Jesus takes off his outer garment, and he wraps a towel around his waist, and with a bowl of water, he began to move from disciple to disciple, washing their feet. Clearly, this is a job for a servant, but there are no servants in this room. Next in line had to be these disciples, but not a single one of them was stepping up for that role. The only person in this room who should not have been washing feet is Jesus himself, and he's the one on hands and knees moving among disciples. They know this is wrong. In fact, Peter says, "You're not going to wash my feet." And Jesus replies, "If I don't wash your feet, you have no part of me." When he finishes washing all their feet, here's what he says to them. "I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. I tell you the truth, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." This is one of the favorite stories of people reading the life and mission of Jesus. But it's important for us to realize it is a troubling story, because our calling is not just to serve those who we love or who love us, but we are called to be servants of people who will betray us, servants of people who will deny knowing us. In fact, the whole chapter begins with this statement here when he says, "Having loved his own who were in the world, he now showed them the full extent of his love." More modern translations read it like this: "He now loved them to the end." Let us follow the example of Jesus and love everyone, friend and foe alike, trusted comrades and deniers and betrayers. Let us love them all to the end. I'd love to hear your comments about this chapter. Go to our Facebook page, share your favorite verse, a question, or a comment. We answer all of them. Have a great day.